Welcome back to Inherited Dawn, a One Piece podcast. We're breaking down chapter 205, 30 Seconds.
And with a title like that, you know exactly what kind of an ending we're in for. It's a title that doesn't suggest a resolution. It suggests a fuse being lit.
Oh, it's an absolute pressure cooker. We are in the final minutes of the Alabasta War, and Oda is just gleefully turning up the heat. We have Luffy poisoned, Pell shot out of the sky, and a city-destroying bomb with half a minute on the clock. It is pure, unfiltered chaos, and I am living for it. This is what grand-scale storytelling is all about.
If you feel your heart rate spiking just listening to this, you're one of us. It's a testament to Oda's craft that even reading it for the 10th time, you still feel that clock ticking in the back of your mind. Consider subscribing so we can all get through this Alabasta climax together, chapter by chapter.
Seriously, you're gonna need the support group. Let's dive right in because the clock is already ticking. The chapter opens with Vivi and Usopp sprinting through Alubarna.
And the city is just a war zone. It's not an organized battle anymore. It's a brawl. We see panels of rebel versus royal army fighting in the streets, often one-on-one. These are people who were neighbors just a few days ago. Vivi is getting distracted, looking at the people fighting, and you can see it's tearing her apart. Every face she sees is one of her citizens, and they're all suffering because of a lie she couldn't expose in time.
The weight on her shoulders must be immense. She's running to stop a bomb that will kill everyone, but to do that, she has to ignore the people who are dying right in front of her. It's an impossible choice. But Usopp steps up. He grabs her, turns her head, and basically tells her, don't look, don't think, just run.
This is such a critical moment for him. Usopp, who is defined by his fear, is the one providing the emotional stability here. He recognizes that Vivi's empathy, her greatest strength as a princess, is a liability in this specific moment. He forces her to focus on the macro problem, the bomb, because if they fail at that, all the smaller tragedies won't matter anyway.
Exactly. This is peak Usopp character development. He's terrified. You know he is. There are explosions going off, people screaming. It's a nightmare. But his captain gave him an order back in the desert, protect Vivi, and he is locking in and doing it. He's not just the comedic relief or the sniper anymore. He's the crew's pragmatist. He's the one who can compartmentalize his fear when a friend is in need.
It's a real maturation of his core identity. In Syrup Village, he told lies to make people feel safe and happy. Here, he's using a harsh truth, if you stop, we all die, to achieve the ultimate goal, saving everyone. He's moved beyond comforting falsehoods to necessary, brutal honesty.
And as he's pulling her along, he also points out that the Marines are helping them, trying to stop the fighting. It's a small detail, but it's so important. Smoker and Tashigi are operating outside their orders, actively intervening in a civil war to minimize casualties.
They are following their own justice. We've seen Marines who are corrupt, like Nezumi, or fanatical, like Morgan, but Smoker is the first high-ranking officer we've seen who clearly has his own moral compass that can supersede direct orders from the world government. He's not fighting for the institution. He's fighting for the innocent people caught in the middle.
And Tashigi is right there with him. She's not just following his lead. You can see the determination on her face. She's seeing the human cost of this conflict, and it's solidifying her own sense of justice. It's not about pirates or government anymore. It's about right and wrong.
It's a brilliant move by Oda to complicate the world government's image this early on. They aren't a monolith. They are an organization made up of individuals, and those individuals can choose to do the right thing, even if it means disobeying the structure they belong to. It sets the stage for future characters like Kobe, Garp, and even Aokiji, who all struggle with this same conflict.
So they finally reach the central plaza, a minute and a half left on the clock. Nami and Chomper are there waiting. It's the first time we've seen some of the crew link back up since the big split up, and it feels like a small victory, like, okay, a few of the pieces are on the board. We have a chance.
Vivi immediately identifies the bomb's location, the very top of the clock tower. It makes perfect sense, strategically and symbolically. It's the highest, most central point in Alubarna, which guarantees maximum devastation from the explosion. But it's also a clock tower, a symbol of the city's heart, its history, its time. Crocodile plans to literally stop Alabasta's time permanently.
And right on cue as they look up, we see Pell, Alabasta's guardian, soaring through the sky like an angel of hope. He's their ticket. He's looking for Usopp's signal, a smoke star, ready to fly up there and solve the whole problem. For one glorious second, you think, they're gonna do it. Pell's just gonna fly up there and throw the bomb into the desert.
The relief is palpable. Vivi's face lights up. He is the falcon, the guardian deity. In a moment of absolute despair, the kingdom's protector arrives. It feels like a legend coming to life. And then he gets shot.
Just like that. Crack. No big flashy devil fruit attack, no dramatic confrontation, just a single, brutally efficient gunshot and he just drops out of the sky. The one person who could fly directly to the bomb is neutralized in an instant. The hope that had just appeared, it just vanishes. It's one of the most brutal emotional gut punches in the arc.
It's so sudden. The pacing of that panel is perfect. One moment he's soaring, the next he's falling, a trail of feathers and blood. We see a brief shot of the culprits, a mysterious figure with a ribbit gun. It sounds almost comical, which makes the act itself even jarring.
That's Oda's genius, though. He gives you this goofy-sounding weapon, but it just took out one of the most powerful fighters in the entire kingdom. It grounds the world. It's not just about who has the flashiest devil fruit or the strongest haki, which we don't even know about yet. It's about strategy. A sniper with a good position can change the entire course of a war. This moment is a huge validation for Usopp's fighting style and his importance to the crew down the line.
It completely resets the stakes. The easy solution, the deus ex machina, is gone. Pell was the kingdom's hope. Now the kingdom's hope rests entirely on these pirates who just washed ashore a few days ago. It's up to them.
And while all this is happening on the surface with the clock ticking, we cut deep underground to the royal tomb, to Luffy versus Crocodile, round 3.
The tension is just as high down there, but it's a different kind. It's not a race against time, it's a claustrophobic, deadly duel. Luffy's figured out the water weakness, and he's got that huge barrel on his back. But Crocodile has more tricks. He reveals his left hand is a massive, venomous golden hook.
And that nightmare of a right hand that just sucks all the moisture out of you. Luffy can't just blindly attack anymore. We see him go for a Gomu Gomu no bullet, his arm rocketing forward, and he has to physically stop himself mid-attack because Crocodile's right hand is just waiting there to turn his arm to dust. Think about the instinct and control that takes for Luffy. His entire fighting style is about throwing his limbs out there without a second thought, and now he has to pull his own punches.
It's a strategic fight now, a true test. Luffy has to navigate two instant loss conditions, the poison hook and the mummification hand. It's a deadly dance in a collapsing tomb. Crocodile has turned the entire environment into a weapon against a rubber man who can't swim and is carrying a limited water supply.
Crocodile is just toying with him. He's so arrogant, so confident. He's standing there with this smug grin, explaining his powers, explaining the poison. He knows he has Luffy trapped between a rock and a hard place. And then the hook connects.
Luffy gets struck. He manages to dodge a direct impalement, but the tip of the hook grazes his torso. The poison is in his system.
It's a brutal moment. You see Luffy get thrown back, clutching his side, and Crocodile just stands there, completely smug. He starts monologuing, saying it's over, that the scorpion poison will paralyze him, numb his senses, and then kill him. He sees the fight as concluded. He's already thinking about his victory speech.
He even lays out the timeline of Luffy's death. First paralysis, then sensation loss, then a slow, painful death. It's psychological warfare. He's not just trying to kill Luffy, he's trying to make him despair. He thinks he's won.
But Luffy's response is everything. He struggles to his feet, poison spreading through him, and he just looks Crocodile dead in the eye and says, "You don't understand a single thing."
Goosebumps. Every single time.
That's the moment. That's the thesis statement of the entire saga. That's what makes Luffy so terrifying to guys like Crocodile or Doflamingo or Kaido later on. He doesn't operate on their level. Crocodile thinks in terms of power, plans, poison, and control. Luffy is fighting for his friend's country. He's fighting because Vivi is crying. That's a source of strength Crocodile can't even comprehend.
He's not just saying, I'm not going to lose. He's delivering a philosophical rebuttal. He's telling Crocodile, your entire worldview, the one that says you can buy and control countries, is fundamentally wrong, and that's why you've already lost. It's an ideological clash as much as a physical one. Crocodile sees the world as a chessboard of pawns. Luffy sees it as a dinner party full of friends, and that perspective is his ultimate power.
It gives you just a little sliver of hope, even with the poison spreading through his body and his movements getting sluggish. Luffy's not done, not by a long shot. He's at his most dangerous when he's cornered.
Back at the clock tower, that hope is fading fast. Vivi is panicking, screaming Pell's name, trying to find him in the crowd, knowing he was their only way up. The reality of their situation is crashing down on her all over again.
Nami and Usopp are trying to be practical, shouting that they have to take the stairs, but they only have 1 minute left. The panic is real. The panels feel frantic. You can feel the time slipping away, every second counting.
And then the crew starts arriving. It's one of the best, most understated, and most perfect Straw Hat moments in the series so far. It's not a big team-up pose. It's just them showing up to do the work.
First, Sanji. He just appears on a high floor of the tower, leaning out a window and waves down at them, cool as you like. Yo. Of course he's already halfway up there. He's just Mr. Prince, always in the right place, probably having kicked his way through dozens of Baroque Works agents to get there without breaking a sweat.
His arrival is so reassuring. He's the calm in the storm. And then, even higher up, perched on a ledge near the top, it's Zoro.
Bro, this is one of the funniest and most perfect character beats for him in the entire series. Nami yells up asking how in the world he got up there, and he just says some Marines told him the rebels' main camp was north, so he figured that meant up.
It's completely, utterly nonsensical. North is a cardinal direction, not a vertical one. And yet, it makes perfect sense for Zoro. His sense of direction is so transcendentally awful that it transcends normal logic and loops back around to being effective in the most clutch moments possible. It's like the universe's GPS breaks when it tries to calculate his position, and just puts him where the plot needs him to be.
It's hilarious, but it also shows you they are all trying. They were all separated, dealing with their own Baroque Works opponents, but they all instinctively knew where the final battle would be. They are all converging on the problem, even if they're coming at it from different, weird angles. Luffy is at the foundation and the crew is at the peak. They are all supporting Vivi. The crew is all here.
But just as that hope swells, Vivi delivers another blow. She explains you can't just break into the clock tower. There's a secret staircase, and the bomb is likely rigged. Trying to force their way in with brute strength would probably trigger it prematurely. It's a trap within a trap.
The trap is perfectly designed. You can see the bomb. You're right next to it. You just can't get to it. The sheer frustration is maddening. Vivi starts to completely lose it, falling to her knees, screaming that it's impossible. After everything she's been through, this is the final straw. She's breaking, but Nami stops her.
Nami, the navigator, the planner, the one who has kept them on course this whole time. She just calmly puts a hand on Vivi's shoulder and says she has a plan. In the middle of all this chaos, when the warrior princess is losing hope, the strategist steps forward. It's a beautiful moment.
That's her role in the crew. Zoro is the sword, Sanji is the shield, Luffy is the cannon, but Nami is the one who aims them. She's the one who sees the path when everyone else just sees the storm. It's such a key moment for her, proving her worth in a way that has nothing to do with physical strength.
And then we get the reveal. As Nami speaks, the camera pans up to the very top of the tower, right by the cannon. There are two figures there, the final bosses of this particular challenge.
The snipers. It's Mr. Seven and Miss Father's Day. Their designs are so distinctively Oda. Mr. Seven has eyebrows and a shirt patterned like the number 7, and he uses a gun shaped like a 7. Miss Father's Day is dressed like a frog and uses a frog-themed gun. It's absurd, and yet they are the two people standing between Alabasta and total annihilation.
Okay, but think about Mr. Seven. We need to do a lore dive here. Back at Whiskey Peak, when Zoro was fighting that huge group of bounty hunters, Igaram told us that Zoro had been invited to join Baroque Works years ago, and Zoro confirmed it, saying he killed the agent who tried to recruit him because he refused to be anyone's number two. That agent he killed was the Mr. Seven of that time.
I totally forgot about that. So this is a new guy. This isn't even the original Mr. Seven. Wow.
Exactly. It shows how Baroque Works operates. They're not a family like Arlong's crew. They're a corporation. A position opens up, they fill it. The title, the number matters more than the person holding it. It makes the whole organization feel so much colder, so much more impersonal and ruthless. These aren't people with dreams. They're employees on a mission.
And these are the two people assigned to guard the bomb. Miss Father's Day with her ribbit gun is the one who shot Pell. They're the final line of defense, the last obstacle to saving the city. They're just standing there, waiting.
And as we see them standing there, looking down, confident that no one can reach them, the final text box appears on the screen. A black panel with white text.
30 seconds left. The chapter just ends right there. Super. That is how you write a cliffhanger, people. Oda just dangles the entire fate of a nation over a cliff and leaves you hanging off it by your fingertips for a whole week.
It's an absolute masterclass in pacing and tension. Every single plotline, Vivi's race against time, Luffy's duel to death, the crew's desperate struggle, Crocodile's master plan, it's all converged on this single point in time, and it's all about to break. Unbelievable.
We're on a knife's edge here. I'm sweating just recapping it. If this chapter got your pulse pounding like it did for us, let us know what you think the crew's next move is in the comments. We could use some theories to calm our nerves.
All right, predictions for Chapter 206, the immediate future. What do you have, Franky?
Okay, first up, Nami's plan. It has to involve Zoro and Sanji. They're already on the tower. They're the assets in play. Nami can't fight these guys head on, but she can be a distraction. I'm thinking she's going to use her climate act to create some kind of visual disturbance. She'll shoot a mirage tempo up there, creating an illusion of herself or Vivi, drawing their fire. While the snipers are focused on the mirage, Sanji uses his speed to launch someone, probably Chopper in one of his smaller forms, up towards the bomb itself. It's a classic misdirection play.
I like that, using everyone's unique skills in concert. My first prediction is about Pell. He's not dead. There's no way Oda would kill off the kingdom's guardian deity with a random abrupt shot like that. He's a Zoan user, and you have to think that comes with enhanced durability and recovery. I think he's going to recover from that shot just in the nick of time. He won't be in any condition to fight, but he'll be able to fly. I predict he is the one who carries the bomb away from the city once the Straw Hats manage to disarm the trigger mechanism. It would be his ultimate sacrifice and protection.
Oh, that's good. That would be such a heroic moment for him, redeeming that moment of failure. I love it. Okay, my second prediction is for the Luffy fight. Luffy's poisoned, he's getting weaker, but he's also still got that giant barrel of water. He's going to do something completely unexpected with it. He's not just going to splash Crocodile. He's going to drink a huge amount of it, not to fight, but to dilute the poison in his own body. A Gomu Gomu no water balloon, but internally. It's a reckless, insane, Luffy-esque solution that might just buy him enough time to keep fighting.
That is incredibly specific and sounds medically dubious, which means it's absolutely something Luffy would do. I could see it. My final prediction concerns the bomb itself. I don't think it's a simple cannonball that just causes a big explosion. That's not Crocodile's style. He's theatrical, he's cruel, he loves irony. I think the bomb is designed to explode high in the air, releasing a massive cloud of dance powder. It would be the ultimate cruel joke, a final, massive, artificial rainstorm that doesn't save anyone, happening right as the capital is destroyed. It's exactly the kind of psychological warfare he loves, a final monument to his victory over the kingdom's hopes.
Whoa, that is dark. But that is so Crocodile, to give them the one thing they prayed for, but as the instrument of their destruction. Man, Oda, don't you do it. Okay, that's all the time we have for today, folks. We have to go lie down. Join us next time as we see if any of our wild predictions come true, when we break down Chapter 206.
Until then, keep sailing.